Hello, welcome to the next chapter in digitalization. Here we will speak about the changes in businesses. We will understand how the new leaders in the world are digital and why they have reached such a position. First, we need to understand that the adoption curve of new technologies are faster and faster. For example, just an example, if we understand how long did it take to reach 100 million users of new launches of technology in the recent years, for example, the telephone, it took 75 years to reach 100 million users. For example, the internet, it took just only 7. That's 10 times less than the telephone. But for example, the new digital music services, it was 6 years. 4 to Facebook, 3 years for WhatsApp. Was a big hit. People love it. Just sending messages for free and being interactive with photos and videos. Instagram reached 100 million users in 2 years. But Candy Crush, this so nice video game you can use in your mobile phone, it was only 1 year in order to reach 100 million users in the world. And in the case of Pokemon Go, it was only 1 month. In 1 month, we reached that. And it has been surpassed, it has been beaten by Call of Duty in the mobile, reaching 100 million users in only 7 days. That's the speed of change that we are having today, in which new leaders are created and destroyed very fast. And this is faster because we are in a new paradigm where people and customers can reach what they want through new companies, being served better, faster, all the time, cheaper, because these new startups, due to technology, understand that there are new ways in order to reach the customer where they can do it better or faster or cheaper, and where the traditional barriers in order to reach some industries and the customer in some industries are simply disappearing because of digitalization. Examples, you know, all of them. For example, Airbnb is the biggest hosting company in the world, and the Airbnb has no hotels, no rooms. They don't own the asset. Or Uber, Cabify, I mean, Uber is the biggest transport company today in the world, and they don't own at all any car. Or for example, Booking, and they don't own any hotel. Or for example, Netflix, in order to serve with video services some years ago in the United States, you needed to go to the house of the customer with a cable, investing billions of euros. Today, Netflix is an over-the-top platform, and they reach the customer of the video services they provide with the internet from another provider, and they don't have to spend any money investing in this capex, in these investments in infrastructure. They invest in the content, but not in infrastructure. So there is a new paradigm, there is a new environment, there are new rules, new digital rules, different to the traditional ones. And those companies, those startups that are able to understand these new rules and to take profit from it are able to serve the customer in a better way, cheaper, faster, with better customer experience. However, and they are becoming the new kings in the world. By the way, we understand 20 years ago which one were the biggest companies in the world. Most of them were either engineering or petrol companies or banks or mass market companies. Today, the biggest companies in the world are all digital. They are all, for example, the very famous FANGA, which are Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. And they are basically the biggest in capitalization in the world. And they are all absolutely digital, and they have understood that with this new paradigm, they can go into new industries and disrupt the industry with better ways to serve the customer. And not only that, because all the 5 companies I told you are from the United States, and they are in the market, they are capitalized. But in China, the companies are not so, not so private. They are not in the capital market. But still, China is today the largest digital market in the world. And there are two very big companies, and many other, but two very specific, like two very big companies that are becoming enormous in terms of size, huge, and we cannot forget about them. For example, Alibaba, with more than 500 million monthly active users of e-commerce, becoming even almost bigger than Amazon, and competing with Amazon in every field. Mostly, the most important fields are e-commerce and cloud services. And on the other hand, for example, Tencent is the owner of WeChat, and WeChat, and probably I told you about WhatsApp, you know it very well, but WeChat has more than 1 billion with B, 1,000 million users today. So it's becoming also extremely important. Both Tencent in the social media, in the video games and digital content, and Alibaba in e-commerce and e-cloud, they're absolutely enormous. And not only because China is the biggest market in the world, but also because, especially in digitalization, is by far the biggest, especially mobile. Mobile payments are more than 20 trillion euros last year, trillion with T, 20,000 billion euros last year, and from them Alibaba and WeChat accounted for most of this market. So they are huge, and they are much bigger than maybe other references we have in now in mind. And if we add all together and we speak about the Fanta, which is FA3AMTA, and we add all these companies together, we are speaking that today they are the third or the fourth biggest economy in the world, only being surpassed by the China and United States almost economy today. So that's the size of only just these 7 companies. They are absolutely huge, and they are growing faster and faster every day. And it's not only about how much money they are valuated, it's also about the brands. I mean, when you speak with people around the world and you ask for the most valuable or more recognized brands, the ones that are more admired in the world, those are Google, those are Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tencent. Those are the ones that are more valuable today in the world, and all of them are completely digital. And it's not only about the brands, it's also about the money they make. For example, here in this chart, you have in green the profits they have, but in yellow, you have the cash, which is even more important. And it's amazing the amount of cash that Amazon can generate in billions of dollars every year, 25,000 billion. But Facebook is 32 billions. Alphabet, the owner of Google, is 95 billions. Microsoft, 133 billion euros in cash. But Apple, we're speaking that generates 295 billion euros in cash, something absolutely astonishing, absolutely amazing. And overall, what's happening? What's happening is that the way that business is created is completely changed. We are in an environment of a collaborative economy in which suddenly new technologies, new digital technologies appear in the market and are able to introduce changes in the value chain, being able to provide better services in a better way somehow to the final customer. That generates that new startups, new entrants enter into these markets with new disruptive models. And then the traditional companies, they have two choices. One is to keep doing the same, so at the end they will disappear. And the other one is become themselves digital leaders, transforming themselves, understanding what is really working with new startups, and becoming the new leaders in the new digital market. And either the new startups or the traditional companies that are able to transform themselves very well and very fast are the ones that become the new leaders in this new digital market and industry that is created after this disruption. And this is happening today, absolutely, but is happening faster and faster with COVID. As you know, this disruption we have in our lives has changed the way we do things, and the customer has suddenly become much more digitalized, and everything is changing. And the companies that are really understanding that it has changed forever, and they are being able to be adapted to this new environment faster are the ones are going to win this battle in the future. For example, Airbnb, that has been really, I mean, they have been really disrupted by COVID. As you know, they were selling rooms in houses of people, and this has changed completely with the the pandemic we will have suffered. They have understand that they have to diversify the business model, so they are offering, I mean, many different things different than the rooms they were offering before, understanding that they cannot only survive with the traditional, it was quite new, but now it's traditional business model that they were having before. So in short, companies that they convert very quickly into these new services they have to offer will be the ones that they will understand the new customer, and they will endure and thrive. And the ones that are not being able to change, they are ones that keep doing the same, and they don't understand that that has changed forever, are the ones that are gonna suffer, and with time they will simply disappear. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this new lesson. I'm here, of course, for any new inquiry you have or for whatever you need. I leave you again my contact details. Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure. Thank you.